Bro, the second you as a young man realise that video games are pointless, you're on your way.
Video games, the further you get into it, the harder it's going to be to quit. Because it's like, you're Prestige Master 3 times fucking Apex Legends champion, whatever you are. Yeah. And then you just got to fucking get rid of all that. Like, that's all you've been doing for the last
year.
You've
fallen so far behind.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 1% podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about video games and bad habits in general. I'm super keen for this one because we've all been massive video game addicts. I'm keen to just talk about all my stats in Call of Duty and Fortnite. But today we've got Rory on the episode, we've got Will, we've got Hayden. We're going to be and Lockie. And we're going to be playing Fortnite live in front of the... That would actually be sick. We're going to talk about video games, which is a massive thing that people struggle with. I know a lot of people, even our age, which kind of blows my mind, are struggling to get off the games, get off the Xbox, put the controller away. And whether they like it or not, it's pretty much just hindering their success. Even from at least just the people that have been DMing me or commenting or whatever, it seems to be a massive pain point for people that they just fucking can't seem to stop fucking cranking 90s in Fortnite or some shit like. Yeah, well that was me and you, especially you. You fucking love that game. I was so good. Yeah.
So what I did to stop playing video games.
Okay, we get straight into it. Okay, here we go, boys.
Okay,
this is how to stop playing video games.
I stopped. Like, this is legit. Like, what I'd do is I'd be playing the game and I'd be like cracking the fucking shits because there was always two games.
You were no good.
I was never good at video games. There was only one game I was good at though, Valorant. But
you weren't even good at that.
I was alright.
I was still fucked.
I was alright. And it was mainly Skate 3 that I would just absolutely crack the shits at. And what I'd do, I'd be playing it for like 8 hours and then I'd be cracking the shits, and what I'd do is I'd just grab the controller and just go poof and just smash it until it was in little pieces.
Oh, no, actually I remember.
And then I would and so I could not play it, and it would only come and it would be I would purposely not buy another one. So the only way I could stop playing video games was smashing a controller.
I think any dedicated person to video games would just buy another controller.
Yeah, but
how many people just bought like 5 different controllers because they just either got Cheeto ridden?
I did it on purpose. Like, because I'm not going to stop playing this fucking thing if I have a controller. So I just smash it and just not go to a shop and buy another one. Yeah. Hey, it worked. Did it not?
Ooh. I think we bought GTA 5 about 3 times.
Yeah. Why 3 times?
Well, the first time it got, I don't know, the discs just kept getting fucking destroyed. We bought it 3 times. That's how much I really wanted to play GTA 5. Yeah. Same with Minecraft. Holy shit.
Bro, I've got so much to talk about video games. It's not even funny. So, like, when these guys say, like, their vice was, like, alcohol and clubbing, partying, for me, it was video games. And I was an ultra mega turbo virgin. So, when it comes to Fortnite, for one, I literally revolved my entire life around that one. So I remember it literally like ruined a friendship of mine because we were like ultra obsessed with skins, and it's kind of ironic now because I'm so obsessed with my own skin. So
by the way, he's still trying to sell his own account.
I am. So yeah, we're getting to that. So I was super obsessed with like getting like the most amount of skins and everything. So I started off with my own account, and I remember this like American guy said to me, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll trade you my ultra mega rare Skull Trooper for your," I think it was like, was it like Red Knight account or some shit, because Red Knight used to be rare back then anyways. And I'm like, oh sweet, like that's a good, like deal. Obviously me being a retard, I thought it was actually gonna happen, and he literally stole my Xbox account full of like everything, changed all the passwords, put on 2-factor authentication, everything, never got it back since then. So then I went on a rampage and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do the exact same thing to other people. So there was, I'm not proud of this. I'm really not proud of this. But I think I've had every single OG skin on Fortnite due to scamming people. Literally, due to just tricking them into ruining lives, bro. I literally have the Aerial Assault Trooper like skin, which is the rarest skin in Fortnite, from scamming like some 10-year-old from like America. And I'm not even exaggerating here. But then again, I was like 15, so it doesn't really matter that much anymore. But yeah, so that was my story about Fortnite.
You can still buy that.
Yeah, you actually can. So yeah, look, I'm not saying to scam people, but you can make some pretty good money off of it. So
business model.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, our vice became alcohol and going out, drugs or whatever. Before that, it was definitely video games. Like I'd get straight up, like it'd be the main motivator for getting up. It'd be like, holy shit, I got a Fortnite account. I can just crank 90s. I can play games.
Straight to the computer.
It was straight to the computer. No no like breakfast or anything like that, and I'd sit there from the morning probably until it got dark at night. To be honest.
Tell me about it, bro.
No, and then overnight.
Not that bad.
No, I got that bad during winter.
Same.
When it came to summer, I was different. Then I started doing flipping.
But
and
I just
stuff.
remember like we'd be playing all night and you start to see the sun go up and it's like, oh, time to get off, eh?
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually still probably blame that era of my life for my shitty sleep schedule today. Literally, it's made me
still
nocturnal.
recovering.
I'm still recovering from it, man. Like, and you'll notice as well. I want to touch on something is that when you're talking to people who are your mates online and you're playing a video game with them, they'll be completely different to what you see them in real life. So, like, if your mate is a really good mate in real life and he's like, oh, yeah, you going, bro, and giving you the handshake and whatnot, and then you get on him to a game like Fortnite or NBA 2K or some shit like that, bro, it's night and day.
Doesn't mean they're going to drop you a medium shield. Yeah.
No. But more,
They can be good blokes in real life.
more like literally bullying you and, like, just calling your names and everything. Like, just turning into a fucking asshole.
on the Xbox.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like a personal anecdote or something.
Yeah. This Xbox
Yeah,
Live
it
chat.
might be, it actually might be
Bro
lucky.
couldn't survive COD
Get off,
lobbies.
get off your
Yeah.
chest, man. Come on.
Nah, but generally, but you will notice that, like, video games do breed, like, toxicity for sure.
Bro.
Like, it
Bro,
brings the
COD
worst
chat.
out of everyone, I reckon.
Bro.
It's like any online
Rocket League
community
game chat when you like fucked up a clutch goal. Bro.
What a save, what a save.
No, it's like any online community though.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand it. Like especially Discord groups, because I'm in this clothing brand Discord group and I just try to get general opinions from, and it's just like, it's just retardation on that app.
I mean, I guess it's a rule of thumb. If you're going to be online, it's anonymous. That people are going to speak their minds.
Yeah.
You know, like I had an old mate which Lockie knows about very well, and who's behind the camera. And this guy used to be like the nicest person in real life, but as soon as he got on the internet with his he got superpowers behind his gaming chair, literally. And he would just spew the worst shit ever, and then he'd see you in real life, and he'd be like, "How's it going, Raws? Oh yeah," and just suck your dick.
Damn.
So
Even just the comment section, like they'll just say the most like stupid shit. Like
I love to talk about your mum, I've noticed.
Oh, they'll
They
talk
always
about
go,
your-
oh, fuck your mum, or
Oh,
your
yeah.
mum's fat. Like, that's all I say.
no, what was the other one? Was your mum's fat or just shit about your parents really?
It's always your mum.
Yeah.
What happened? Your dad run out on you?
Or they just spam the N word.
COD lobbies back in the day.
Dude, like the little like squeaky kids that they'd
Yeah.
say the N word like
you,
constantly.
Yeah, COD got me thinking 90% of the world
Me?
is black or something.
100%, bro. That would have been ages,
I'll
bro.
be the quiet one that would just be like,
Hey, bro,
I'm
didn't that,
trying to concentrate.
can we talk about the rite of passage a young man has to go through in a Black Ops 2 lobby? Can we talk about that, please? Oh, bro, you enter
thick skin,
in
eh?
2013.
Mike.
In 2013, 2014, whatever you want to call it, you go into, and this will be the same for like guys who are older and played Modern Warfare 2. You go into a COD lobby in game chat and search and destroy. Bro, the amount of C words, F words, and everything I'm hearing at like the age of 12 and 11, and just getting cussed out, you fucking squeaking cunt! Just all this shit. And then I'd have like my mum put on the headset and start listening to this shit. And she's like, who are you talking to, Rory? And it's just, it's something that you go through. And it hardens us up. Let's be real. You know, us boys here, we're the only ones that have really
I couldn't
gone.
afford Xbox Live.
Or live,
Yeah.
I'd have it live or a microphone, so I was always just Minecraft or Fortnite.
It was like split screen for a long time.
And it actually makes me like think as well, because those guys who were calling us squeaking cunts back in the day, we thought those guys were adults because they had deep voices. They probably would have been like 14, 15, 16.
Probably.
And we were like 12. Thinking like there's
Probably
some...
still doing the
Yeah,
same
true.
thing.
Actually, you had that thing in your mind where it's like these.
Yeah.
You picture him on the mic, and you're like, "There's just some old guy sitting on a fucking
Yeah.
giddy," but they're probably just like 16 or something like that.
Well, they're probably still doing that shit. They're probably like those fucking 30-year-olds with the fucking neck beard and shit.
Yeah. What was your biggest game? Because I know for me, it was definitely Minecraft. Wasn't. I'll give credit to Minecraft. Minecraft's a good game, and I think it can actually be helpful almost at a young age.
I agree.
I think it's probably the one game.
Creative.
Yeah, it's creative, and all I would do is just sit on creative and just make shit. And then Fortnite came, and that was like, man, you feel like you're progressing in it, like getting new skins, getting the battle pass, getting all the victory royales.
I
But
reckon like
A
Fortnite
waste of
is
time.
almost like TikTok in a way. It's just like blindly like
yeah,
it's not thinking. in a
Fortnite
way.
was my biggest one though, for sure.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll start from Donnie. What was your top 3 favourite video games?
GTA 5 is number 1 by a mile. I wouldn't even say Fortnite was one of my favorites. I just played it a lot because that's what everyone was doing.
Yeah.
But Minecraft second, and then maybe Skate 3 third. Not a very popular opinion, but
Yeah. Mine would definitely go. Minecraft has to be the top, and then simply just because of how addicted probably Fortnite second, and then it would be a mix between. Well, all the COD games are basically the same, aren't they? So either Actually, no, I got to mention one COD game. Black Ops 1 probably. Or no, GTA 5.
BO2.
GTA 5, bro.
Yeah, no, probably.
We played that so much.
Yeah, GTA 5 for sure. GTA 5.
That was the game I could not.
The only thing with GTA 5 is you clock the game and then there's just not that much to do. Online, I never really played it. I never had Xbox Live. I lived in a fucking
Mud hut,
a
bro.
mud hut,
Shoebox.
basically. No, it was literally a funeral parlor. Like I didn't have live, let alone fucking internet. So you just do random shit in story mode.
What about director mode? I reckon I played director mode.
Oh, director mode when that came out.
Yeah,
that was the
I played
best.
director mode more than online.
But my favorite games, yeah, Minecraft, Fortnite, GTA 5 was good when I was playing the story when it first came out. That lasted. But Fortnite, I fucking love Fortnite, bro. I still got a soft spot for Fortnite.
How many times did you guys complete GTA 5 story mode? Like how many times do you
Probably
reckon?
2 or 3.
Unpopular opinion, I never liked GTA 5.
Really?
I genuinely never found interest in
Just
it.
get out.
So, and the reason why, for that for me at least, is because there's not much creative freedom, and I'm a creative person, and
Yeah.
I can't agree with you in this. This GTA is my favorite game.
okay,
ever.
yeah, that's your personal opinion. So,
Creativity.
all right, yeah. So my top 3, I'm gonna say, no one here has said this one yet. Maybe we're too, or is it too young? Yeah, maybe too young. But one of my favorites was probably Halo. And I'm
Ooh, I did like
surprised.
that,
I was gonna say you definitely would be the type of guy to play Halo
Bro,
because
I actually
Reach,
love Reach.
yeah.
Hello.
I had an unpopular opinion as well. Halo 4 was one of my favorites. Now, it was one of the worst like games from the series only because they tried to copy Call of Duty. So it was like they almost had like classes and everything. Anyways, no one cares. So that was probably 3 for me. Or no, 3 and 2 are gonna be intermixed. Then Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3. Those
Ooh,
fucking
yeah.
I
Black
hit
Ops 2, Black Ops 2.
I hit Black Ops 3.
2 with yeah.
Black Ops 2, I reckon, was probably a better game, but BO3 I played way more. I think I played BO3. I hit Prestige Master twice on BO3, which is kind of, yeah,
This
probably
one
why I still don't have a girlfriend. So, and then number 1 for me, probably Fortnite.
Fortnite.
I think
Yeah.
Fortnite I got into the most out of all of them.
I think
for
if
sure.
I had... Actually, no. If I had the most hours, it'd be probably a tie between Minecraft and Fortnite. But it was definitely from literally the age of... Fuck, what, like 9 or 10? It was just Minecraft all the way up to Fortnite.
What am I saying? Of course. Yeah, okay, maybe interchange Minecraft and Fortnite. Actually, there's going to be no tops here, right?
Yeah.
My 4 favorite games of all time: Call of Duty, Halo, Fortnite, and Minecraft. There you go.
I love that this is meant to be a whole like episode
Into it.
about like
Okay, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna
addiction
get
and
into
quitting
it.
video games.
Just let me reap in my nostalgia, okay?
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
we just wanted to
We're
fucking...
reminiscing a bit
Yes.
here. Come on.
Okay, so let's say you're our age and you're still indulging in video games, which I can't fully understand, but
Past 16?
past 16 is
Come
like
on,
grow up, man. Come on.
Come on, bro.
But
We were playing it past 16.
I'll ask you guys a question
A
first.
little bit.
I'll ask you guys a question first. Obviously, we all grew up playing video games. That was like our fucking childhood. But that's not to say that was all of our childhood. Like, we spent probably more of the time doing flips, filming videos, making random shit like boats and stuff like that. But do you think kids these days, or do you think kids should grow up with video games?
No.
Realistically, no, but like it's unavoidable. Really, like it's actually unavoidable.
Depends on the parent.
Yeah, it depends on the parents, but like they're just gonna feel like they're missing out because all their friends are
Yeah.
like for instance, you'd say go outside and play with your friends, but they're probably not gonna have friends that are outside anyway.
Literally, yeah.
That is why I actually got an Xbox in the first place. Because no one would want to hang out because they were glued to the TV.
the guy to have an Xbox.
No, I didn't have any video games until I was like fucking like 12 or something, and I saved up for an Xbox because that's what everyone was doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to because otherwise I don't see no one or talk to anyone.
There's definitely a thing there because if you're a parent and you're denying your kids of playing like the Xbox or whatever, just like you said before, they're gonna feel like they're missing out.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna win either way. It's either you let your kid play video games, which might eventually get him addicted to it, which is gonna leave him turning into a man child, or you deny him from doing it, and then you're what are you doing then?
Turning
He's
your
just-
son into a Chad?
No,
He's
then-
outside.
Yeah.
no, you're
He goes
denying
outside.
you're denying him from doing it, which is going to make him want to do it even more.
Yeah.
So then, when inevitably he does end up playing video games, he's going to get even more addicted to it. So I think it's something that you have to almost expose your son or daughter or whatever to first, it's probably not going to be a daughter, let's be real. It's kind of similar to porn in a way. Like, the kid's going to find it eventually, and
100%.
it's going to happen, right?
So you would show your kid porn.
No, you wouldn't show your kid porn,
But
but
you
you
allow
would.
them access to
You would. You wouldn't. It's more of like just letting them know what it is before they get into it. So realistically, you're probably gonna have to cut that short at like 11
Yeah.
or 12 years old, which is around the time I fucking found it. Kill me. So, which a lot of people probably have, even younger, like 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
So, which is just fucked. But yeah, it's something you definitely have to cut short and tell your kid about and just inform them, because I was never educated about it, because it was not something I was ever supposed to be watching or, beating my dick to.
Yeah, I think it also plays a massive role where you live. Like, that's
Yeah,
probably the main
true,
factor.
yeah.
Like, if you think about it, someone like that we know, family members, like, lives right in the city. They're all just addicted to video games. Every single one of
Yeah.
them just like fucking fully wired in all day, every day. It was a bit different living out in the country. Not everyone had video games, so we actually went out and did stuff.
Yeah, because it was like nice.
If you grow up in some rural town in fucking Quimbatuk, like, no one's playing video games there. No one even has internet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
So-
say. I kind of was stopped playing it so much because I had shit internet. Like, I could never play any video games because my internet was so bad. So
Yeah. But then,
probably
like
a
you
big
said, Rory,
reason
as soon
why.
as they get access to internet in the city, they're going to have, like, their whole brain's going to, like, just explode and be like,
For sure.
this is what I'm doing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think if you're a parent or someone who's at least got younger sisters and brothers and everything, don't try and like just get onto them. Like, I know you're gonna be hearing this podcast and you're gonna be like, stop playing video games, blah, blah, blah. But that's not gonna help them. Like, no one wants
it
to
won't.
hear that
They
criticism.
don't wanna hear it.
They have to do it in their own time. Like, I know Lockie, your younger brother's absolutely hooked onto video games as we currently speak, and he's tried to get him off of video games like consecutively for so long,
Doesn't work.
and he's fully addicted to TikTok, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And the rule of thumb is, if that you're a moral figure or someone who's a role model to someone else, then they're probably not going to listen to you. They're going to have to do it in their own time. Like, there's been countless times where people have said to me, you should be doing this, you should be doing that.
they should,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah,
mate.
doesn't even just go
Yeah,
through one ear and out the
exactly
other,
right.
yeah.
So you can try and inform them as much as you'd like, but is it going to reap results?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well,
no.
like all I heard when I was playing video games is like, your eyes are gonna go square. You need to stop playing that shit. Go outside, whatever, blah blah blah. But I just didn't listen because it's just like some of my favorite memories were just fucking sitting in front of my computer, like on Fortnite, fucking Minecraft and shit like that. Like,
I don't actually remember a key moment from any of it, though. Not one key moment.
really?
What,
Actually,
name
no,
me
I
one
do.
key
I really
moment.
don't think about it.
Name one key moment.
yeah, no,
You don't. You don't remember. It's like scrolling. You just
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, that's what I was
True.
saying. It's like TikTok. You don't remember.
Apart from like the scamming, maybe you remember one transaction you made.
Like,
or
what?
something.
Do you remember your last TikTok video you watched? No, you don't. It's like, to me, it was like that. Good moments
Yeah,
on
nah.
gaming, but going outside, I have good moments. Like when we go to the
Yeah.
beach or go to do flips.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that was
what you
just-
remember.
I remember that.
It's like, it's all just like, if you expose your kid to video games or whether it be porn or whatever, I mean, technically they're just going to be as fulfilled and happy as someone that's not doing it. It's like we said last episode, is baseline, right? Like, where most people live around here are just as fulfilled and happy as someone in Ethiopia. Maybe there's a little bit of fucking difference, but they've brought out these new filters for water bottles so that when you drink water, there's like flavor. It's like, water doesn't need to have fucking flavor. Like,
Really?
imagine someone in Africa being like, I can't drink that water unless there's a filter on it, like a flavor
It's
filter.
actually fucking crazy to me how people can't drink water because they don't like the taste. It's like, bro,
It's supposed
They can't even breathe in air without having a
I know.
flavor. Like,
well, that's why they have vapes.
yeah.
You can't have flavorless air. You have to have vapes. You
Yeah.
can't have flavorless water. You just have fucking cordial. Who drinks cordial? That is the most estrogenic drink. Cordial.
Eat cordial, bro.
But what I was gonna say, the only difference between porn and video gaming is with video gaming there is a little bit of delayed gratification. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a little bit.
Oh.
Like you have to work your
Yeah.
way up. And like what you say. What did you hit? Prestige. Or
So-
whatever?
Master.
Yeah, like you would
That
have
takes
to.
some grinding,
Yeah,
like.
that takes grinding. That's
Yeah.
that's a little bit of like
Yeah.
working for something. But yeah.
Yeah, honestly, both of them are obviously bad, but I'd say video games can actually be used as a subversion technique. By the government, of course. The Matrix is always going to be attacking us. So, but no, like, without being satirical, what I am trying to say is that obviously there's a degree of delayed gratification there, right? And you're delaying your gratification to reach prestige master, but it's subverting your attention from real life into a video game,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
artificial and it's not going to matter, obviously. But if you're jerking off to porn, you consciously know that it's something that's not good for you, and it's something that, okay, I'm going to stop this eventually. But video games, it's not perceived as bad, really, in the mainstream or in the moment. And it's perceived like, especially when you're talking to your mates on Xbox voice chat or PS5 or whatever, and they're all saying, fuck yeah, dude, you got diamond camo.
Yeah.
And they're all, congratulating each other. So it's not really seen as like a quote unquote bad thing. So it's really, they could be honestly as bad as each other. Like, to say it pretty controversially.
I used to full defend it as well.
Yeah.
Like, when people tell me to get off video games, it's like, no, it's good for my attention span. I can learn better when I do it. Just copes on. Like, esports, it's a real sport, all this different shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, fuck, at the end of the day, it's just dopamine.
That's
like,
like, with that debate of like gaming being a sport, I'm like, ugh. Like
Well,
the whole like gaming.
the reason,
concept.
it depends what you define as
Wait, and
sport.
then you see all the fucking esports players just overweight as fuck with smelly neck
They
beards.
have like pimples on their eyes,
And they've
bro.
got
It's like,
forward
fuck.
head posture, and it's just
It's like,
they're literal.
athletes.
No, they're literal subhumans.
No, they're athletes.
No,
bro.
true. Wait, if that's an if it's a sport, then does that mean they're athletes?
Yeah.
That's why it's not a sport. That's why it's like if you can't be an athlete when you're
It's
fat.
literally the reason that people are so addicted to video games is because it like releases your full masculine urge to like progress, and once you're on Xbox Live, then you can have your community of brothers, and it's like a speedrun version of reality.
Yeah.
That's what people get so hooked, because why the fuck would they do real life achievements when you can do it in a game? It's way quicker, it's way more fulfilling. You get sound effects and shit. It's like
And
way
you
better,
and you respawn.
and it's so quick. Like you can just get achievements like that. Win, win, win.
Well, like, how long did it take you to get Prestige Master? Like,
I don't even know, man, but it was all a blur to me. And
Exactly,
that's
well,
the
like,
scariest fucking part.
I mean, imagine trying to get Prestige Master in real life. Like, you actually went
Yeah.
to the army and tried to do
I know,
that.
it's
It would take a
crazy.
lifetime of effort.
Bro, the second you as a young man realize that video games are pointless, you're on your way.
Yeah,
it's like
as soon as
it's literally like a life before video games and after video games, because I sunk so much effort, motivation, and everything into something that does not matter, man. And it's crazy to me how like people who are my age are still doing this shit.
Yeah.
why I can't even fathom
And the thing is, like, the game is one uninstall away from you just losing, like, except for you spent years and years and years and years, you're like, just time wasted trying to get, like you said, Prestige Master. You uninstall the game, where's your Prestige Master?
Yeah, it's going, man.
Honestly, everyone's addicted to video games. Don't stop, because then you just waste all your progress. So just keep going. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, of
Chase
course.
your
Nah,
losses, boys.
it's probably the most dangerous thing for directionless young men, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you haven't found a purpose, and I'm gonna call you out, Lockie, right now behind the camera. If you haven't found a purpose, you're definitely gonna latch yourself onto video games.
Oh,
for
100%.
sure.
Oh, that's what I did. My purpose was just like getting black matter on all my guns. That was it. I didn't need a purpose in real life if I had one in.
It's actually dark matter.
Dark matter, black matter, whatever. Like, you know that is.
Yeah, that's concerning. Now, when I say this, guys, I've come from the depths. Like you guys always say about like, yeah, we've come from the depths of like fucking partying and drinking and all this shit. I came from the depths of video games, bro.
Yeah, but so did we.
That's
Oh no. So do we, bro. If me and Lockie did a podcast about video games, it'd be over. We just talk about who's the bigger virgin podcast. Literally,
20 hours.
honestly, me and this guy behind the camera, you guys can't see him. I'm sorry for the lack of context here, but we used to play Fortnite. Probably like we were in the same school, right?
Yeah.
And we would go home like straight away. We'd listen to this lifestyle, right? We'd run to McDonald's, get a frozen Coke and large chips, catch the bus, run home. We lived like right next to each other, so we'd get on like Xbox voice chat at like the same time. And then we'd not have a shower, just sit on there in our school uniforms till like fucking 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
And then
did.
just go
That's
to sleep.
exactly what I did, bro. I would just go straight
No,
home.
probably not even 9 p.m. Probably like 1 in the morning, and then go to school sleep deprived and not getting any work done.
That was us. We do that. We don't have to go to work.
Oh no! We used to do sleepovers where, like, what is the point of this? You'd come over, bring the Xbox and the monitor and everything.
I brought
Yeah,
my...
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I would bring my fucking PC.
Oh yeah,
It's worse.
on the laptop.
Yeah, the laptop.
setup.
We made our own, what were they called? Firecrackers or something.
They're called firecrackers.
Firecrackers. We made them ourselves, except we didn't have a good scale and we fucked up the measurements.
The dosage was so
we
fucked.
put way too much in there, and it was basically so we had like 1.5 crackers each.
Yeah.
And we had one, and we waited like 40 minutes. We're like, I'm not feeling anything. I better take the half up. We took the half, and we're playing Fortnite, and then all of a sudden, I literally felt like I was in the fucking game.
Oh,
And
you
then
got
I
paralysed.
look over, and I just see Will is running into a wall, and he's like, his character's just running into a wall, and he's like, help.
And then we were on the voice chat too. I couldn't lift my hands off the desk.
Yeah, I was literally like, I reckon I was like this to the screen. I thought I was in the game.
No, it was actually, if you guys are degens, like, try it because it's so fun. Because when you're in an engagement with someone, it's like real life or death. Your heart's fucking racing.
I got shot and started freaking out. I thought I was getting shot, and then I just start building up, and I think I ended up just killing myself because I ran out of mats and just died. And then we were waiting for another game, and we was like, I gotta get off, man. This is fucked. Like, we were so high, and that was the first time I've ever done edibles, and that was like, we were off.
So how fun is that? So video games wasn't enough dopamine. We had to be either drunk or high at the same time.
Because we lived in Lang Lang, like there was people that fucking came around and we went to the skate park or we go to IGA or do some fun shit.
Alright, but when you moved,
It was fucking
no
over.
one around.
All right, should we actually talk about some practical steps to get people off video games? People are just like, people are probably watching this like, why the fuck would I stop? You guys sound like you have fun.
Yeah, legit,
like we're
bro.
boring now. Why the fuck would I get off? But we'll talk about some practical steps to get off the fucking games, to get off the Xbox, get off Xbox Live.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
So obviously the first one's just going to be fucking get a purpose. I think everyone's going to agree. Like, there's no chance you're getting off that game if like your life is shit. You know?
Yeah, because then you get
Why
off the
would
game.
you? Why would you?
Yeah, because
you could hop on that game and just be like, oh, here we go. This is better. Like I get to just fucking play games.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta replace an addiction. You can't just stop it and just sit down and stare at a wall. You have to replace it with something.
Because these people will get off video games and then just sit there and be like, now what?
Yeah,
and also-
if they can get off,
Read a
video
book
games.
or something.
Please don't use I want to be an esports player as a cope if you're above average in a video game. Because that's going to be an endless loop and you're going to be a fucking version for the rest of your
bro,
life.
Sports player.
Yeah, well, what's the competition for that as well? Like, imagine soccer, right? I'm sure video games, people trying to be esport players, is even higher competition than soccer or football.
Yeah,
or anything.
now thinking about it, you're probably right.
Probably the highest competition. Like, what's the
Like how many?
What are the
I
odds that
remember-
you're actually gonna do?
I remember back in like year 9, or I think I was like 15, and I was trying to be like an esports player for Fortnite. Like this is real shit. And now I think about it, like how many people were playing Fortnite back when I was 15?
More people
Yeah.
playing Fortnite than playing soccer.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
So like, what is the odds of me making that? And obviously in my prepubescent 15-year-old mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I can do it. Like,
Yeah.
But then I guess if you have a will to succeed in it, and obviously there are people that do make it, but why video games?
No, but it's
I don't
like these people that fucking, even if there's someone watching this that's like, well, I made 50k on a fucking Fortnite tournament. It's like, yeah, cool. You're probably like a balding subhuman
Yeah,
now.
exactly, yeah.
Good on you. You
Yeah.
got 50k and what?
Yeah, like
Your life is shit.
yeah, I remember. I used to
I wouldn't want to be you for fucking $5. Like,
Yeah, I just remember I used to be chilling off Fortnite and then like OCE Crux.tv or some shit would kill me.
Yeah.
With like the soccer skin. I'm just thinking, I wonder what this bloke looks like.
Yeah. Oh, it's like anyone that watches the 1% podcast knows that like you can't just succeed in one area, like wealth or even just health. Like you got to have it all. If you're an esports player, good, but you
What was that quote that Andrew Tate said? Well, are we still calling him AT? I don't know. I don't even know.
I think it's fine now.
Yeah. That I think he said some shit like something to do with like a balding subhuman nerd getting out of like a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And like it's just like
Crypto nerd.
yeah, crypto nerd getting out of a Lamborghini. It's like seen as like, oh, okay, whatever. And you see a fucking G getting out of a Lamborghini, and it's like, oh yeah, well, this guy's like legit.
Yeah.
So
All the way he's got a Lamborghini.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
if he's just some like nerd looking guy, no one even cares. It's probably
Yeah.
like, oh, dad's money or something.
Yeah, true.
like you gotta have all the stats, as like J Moss would like to say.
Yeah, and it's also just like the mental health. Like, it's not going to be good if you're addicted to video games.
Yeah.
Just straight
Well,
up.
look at what was his
Like,
name?
no
Knox?
sunlight or anything.
last time you had sex? Honestly, like
Me, personally, nah. You know when I knew it was bad? When I used to be in Fortnite and like my mate was downed and he was like ages away, like he's in Tilted Towers, I'm in like Shifty Shafts or something, and then I'm like, he's like, come get me. I'm like, I can't be fucked. And I'm like, wait, I'm not even doing anything. I'm in the video game and I can't be fucked.
Yeah, how
like
crazy is that?
virtually running over to
you're
somewhere
pressing
else.
the keys anyway.
Yeah. So how crazy is that? That's the level of dopamine just frying.
I'm pretty sure my mate got carpal tunnel syndrome for playing too many video games, and APT, which is anterior pelvic tilt. So not only did
It's dangerous.
not only did this kind of fuck up his posture, but he also got carpal tunnel syndrome in his hands and
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
move
like
his
that's
hands.
what like office workers get. Yeah.
Like obviously he was an electrician, so that was like one of the main reasons behind it. But like,
Yeah.
Dangerous.
I'm not
It's a
surprised.
dangerous sport, eh?
Some people are
They need rehab centers and shit.
some people are so addicted to video games that they're in two different realities. Like we're in real life, they're not playing the game of real life. They're playing the game of Fortnite or whatever. So like in their mind, they're not competing with they're not competing with us or anything. They're in their own little world.
I think with video games, the further you get into it, the harder it's going to be to quit because it's like your Prestige Master 3 times fucking Apex Legends champion, whatever you are, and then you just got to fucking get rid of all that. Like that's all you've been doing for the last.
It's like
You've fallen so far behind.
Yeah.
It's like you've achieved more in a video game than you have in real life. Of course, you wouldn't want to let that go.
Exactly.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, that's like all my Minecraft worlds are still sitting there, bro. I'm like, I've just had to let that go, man. It's rough.
I'd say that, like, this is going to be, like, I know we're on a podcast saying, like, oh, you shouldn't play video games. I think Minecraft is probably the only one that it's, like, got a degree of, like, healthiness to it.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like, I'd say it's, like, good training for the brain, almost, like, when you're a child or, like, a young adult to be more creative. Like, the amount of sick creations I made in Minecraft. Nah, if you're a creative person, Minecraft is fucking sick, dude.
But I remember
That's why I loved it so much.
you can actually learn a fair bit as well.
Survival was way better. I just like
Okay,
how,
listen,
Bro,
how you have to
okay.
think about it.
Survival was for fucking NPCs, yeah. Creative was for the actual like people.
What? How? What? I don't get it.
Well, survival is just like you're playing any game.
Yeah,
it's like
it's like a
it's like
video
it's
game,
like a
that's what
just
it's
normal video game.
You can still make the same shit that you
Actually,
can
no,
in
you know,
creative.
so
It's
actually,
just
no, you
harder.
might be right because it's more closer to reality where you got to work hard.
Yeah,
for
you
it.
got to fucking work to
Yeah, I
get
might
the
be wrong on that.
materials because like everyone would play creative. I'm like, but you're cheating. You've got the materials
Yeah.
there for
Well, I just
you.
wanted to build shit. I didn't care.
I wanted
like,
to
I
build
just
shit
wanted
as
to
well.
make
I
stuff.
just farmed everything.
Bro, I wanted to work hard for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bro wanted the hustle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wanted the easy way out.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Just walks out.
Bro, delayed his gratification.
Real Chads play Bed Wars. That's...
What was it?
you never played a fucking Minecraft
Nah, I
server?
played one, a few or two games.
That legitimately is a video game.
I never
like
had
Bed Wars.
internet, so fucking I just played creative solo.
Actually, then again, if I say, oh yeah, Minecraft's good, but like, there's a fucking, that's a grey area, bro.
I mean, I actually learned a lot about just was like biomes and like materials and shit. I remember bro, I'm not even kidding, bro. Like geography class, they were talking about biomes. I'm like, yeah, I got this down pat, bro. Desert, grasslands.
If you didn't play Minecraft, would you know what obsidian is?
Exactly.
Exactly. Would you know what fucking
Bedrock.
like anything?
Yeah.
There's so much
Bedrock,
materials.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
actually
like,
is. Bedrock
"That's
is
in
actually real."
Minecraft. I know that.
Like, bro, they copied Minecraft.
Lapis lazuli. Like,
Now, can we get this straight though? Like, we are talking to people who are, what was it, ages 16 and over. If you're a kid who's like below the age of 16, you're gonna play video games. It's inevitable. Maybe just choose the right video games to play. But then again, if your mates are playing a certain video game, you're probably gonna play that as well. So, yeah, good luck.
I think it can be somewhat innocent when you're a kid, but as soon as you hit 18,
Yeah.
you should get the fuck serious. Come on,
Get out
fuck
before
off.
your life revolves around video games.
Yeah, like literally get it, like dip, like uninstall that shit.
well, still, in a way, when you're younger and you're playing video games, you're having all that time of eating shit food and sitting in your ass. You're gonna put on weight
Yeah.
and become lazy, and then by the time you do hit the age where you're meant to get off them, you're gonna become this fucking. You're already a lazy cunt.
I'd say, yeah, like it really depends on your genetics and like how much. Yeah, I mean,
And how much you love sport, I reckon. 'Cause
Yeah,
I,
look.
I absolutely love sport to the point where I'd pick sport over video games, even though I did play video games.
the whole excuse of everyone saying like, oh, I got fat because I used to play video games and sit on Mars all day. It's like, it wasn't because you were sedentary, the fact that you were fat. It was because your eating habits and your dopamine levels to do with being addicted to food was how you got fat. So I played probably more video games than some fat people that are listening to this podcast today. But I just forgot to eat. So I just stayed skinny.
Oh, I know, bro. That's why I used to be so skinny because I
Yeah.
just wouldn't get up and eat.
Literally.
I just wanted to sit on the fucking
Exactly.
game.
Yeah, but it was like also a thing, like kids would, on the weekend, would like stock up on like cookies and cans of Coke and shit, just have it all around them and just...
Wait, I want to put out a crazy theory as well. I want to put out a crazy theory. So I can't remember who mentioned. I think it was Jesse maybe or someone said that video games are dying these days. Like not as many people are playing it, and you can look at this like actually on Twitch or whatever. It's like it actually is dying off.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not as many people playing video
I mean,
games. Like, think about all the
like,
streamers. They're doing real life streams
there's no
now.
good games, bro.
But here's why. I think this is why. So obviously, we know that video games are a hyper stimulized version of reality, right? You pick up the items, you progress so quickly. It's so dopaminergic. But I think now with the release of like the new algorithms like TikTok and Instagram Reels, YouTube, whatever, they've simulated that in reality now. So now everyone's getting all that stimuli in real life through phones and shit like that and porn.
True.
So we're basically
like,
just
Video games isn't enough anymore.
yeah.
True.
So
Yeah, that
so
makes
you
sense,
could
yeah.
so
Actually,
now
it
video
is-
games have become too boring because these days you can get that dopamine through scrolling or porn or whatever.
No, I can actually imagine that. Like, sometimes.
Well, so which game are we in?
It's still Fortnite. Like, there's no new really big games coming
Well,
out.
I became bored of games. That's the reason I.
Yeah, I became bored of them. That's why I stopped
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. That's literally pretty much why I stopped playing. I just
And
couldn't.
also the remotes.
I didn't actually want to get on, and I just had too much shit to do. Where it's like,
Yeah, I almost remember myself like buying video games that I didn't really want to play because I was trying to get myself to be addicted to video games again to like spark up that initial interest. How sad is that?
Yeah. Oh, I meant to do the same
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I remember I would try. I'd be like, damn, I'm not enjoying this anymore. Maybe I've got to install a new game or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, just get the fuck off.
Yeah.
Start making your videos.
It's true.
And that's why old games like such as Minecraft got so popular again because no new good games were coming out, so they had to revert back to amazing games from the past. So you know that's why Fortnite and Minecraft and things like that. I guess Fortnite's newer, but it's the reason why these games are so relevant is because they're fucking amazing games and there's no other good games coming out, which is
6 meant to be coming out soon.
true that.
That's the only.
Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be
only
playing.
excuse I'll give you. If you're over 18, don't play video games.
Cope.
But when GTA 6 comes out,
Cope.
we're all grinding that shit. Come on now.
Apparently there's like
Fuck, these guys gonna get
hours and hours and hours of gameplay though. Like way more. Like a
Well, I
day.
won't have enough of those.
Like
hours
you,
to
like
play
you
it.
literally have to be sitting there for days to
You
complete
use
it.
this as a motivator to set yourself up in life so that you can just chill and play GTA 6.
Wait, set yourself up for life in real life? Nah, mate.
Wait.
Go into fucking GTA and get millions of dollars in there because it definitely matters.
When GTA 6 comes out, there will be no 1% podcast for about 2 weeks.
Well, I will actually say something though. When I
stream it.
when I was making the YouTube videos, I was actually picking up some momentum really quick. And Will, you can remember this. I was picking up pretty quick, and I think I was at like 9K, then I got to 10K, and then I had like a blip where I didn't upload for like, I think it was like 2 months. And then I made a video at the end of that 2-month block, and I just said, boys, look, I haven't uploaded. I know the channel's dead now. It's basically just because I've been addicted to Fortnite. That was literally like, I was so addicted to Fortnite that I just didn't upload. I couldn't be bothered. That 10,000, that YouTube channel was growing really quickly. In reality, Fortnite's more important.
So addicted to Fortnite.
Fortnite's more important, bro.
Like you would, you were
I
so
remember
addicted.
the last time before we eventually met up, the last time we spoke was on Fortnite. Was it not? We 1v1'd on Fortnite.
Yeah, I vividly
Yeah.
remember 1v1
Yeah.
you on Fortnite.
That's fucking crazy. Like I
And I
said,
was like,
again-
Roy's like the only good person on PC or whatever. It's
funny how that works.
Or something.
no, I wasn't. Oh, yeah, I would have been on Xbox. Yeah,
something.
Who won?
I don't even know.
I can't remember.
Yeah, who knows? Probably like the same level, to be honest.
Should we actually go into the actually practical steps on how they can just quit like now, starting today?
Yeah, well, obviously us rambling on about it for so
Yeah.
long gives a good idea of why it's so hard to quit. Because it's just like, it's so fucking good to just
Like,
sit back and play
even,
games.
even now, we're just reminiscing about like.
Yeah. But let's just say life's obviously way better now. Like,
100%,
We
yeah.
had... We were young, so it's not like we could own a car or anything.
And you're gonna have rose tinted glasses when you look in the past as well. Like if you I'm sure you guys like trying to go to sleep some nights, you'll put on a Minecraft rain music, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh fuck, life was so good, bro. Back
Oh,
in
bro, I
the good old
remember this all
days.
the time, man.
And like it's amazing to listen to, but I guarantee you, back when you were like 12 years old, it wasn't as amazing as it like seemed
No,
with
it was.
in the
It was
past.
for me, yeah.
Okay, maybe it was for you. Who knows? But what
I'm sure if you actually, if you went back there, it'd probably just be average.
yeah, exactly. It'd just be your baseline.
Yeah.
And it just seems good because you're blinded by nostalgia. So I think I'm going to give like a few step protocol on how to quit video games, just off the top of my head from what I can think of, or at least what worked for me. So number one, obviously find a purpose. That's like easier said than done though, because finding a purpose, it's not exactly easy in today's day and age with all the distractions available. Number two, probably just start going outside and touching grass. That's also really hard. Also harder, easier said than done as well. But once you actually do touch grass, you realize you live on this place called Earth. And Earth actually has like rocks, minerals, water,
No
things like that.
fucking way, man.
And yeah, you can actually go outside. There's this thing called sunlight. So yeah, it's not like blue light. It's actually like, I think, what is it called? Like red light? Yeah, just go outside and make friends. Go to the gym. Start lifting weights.
hobbies.
Yeah, find a new hobby. Like going to the gym was my video game, to be honest with you.
You
Like,
need to replace it with something.
yeah, I literally replaced like video games with the gym, and sometimes my mates would say to me like, "Oh yeah, come on, play Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege or whatever it was at the time," and then I'd just be like, "Sorry guys, I'm working out," you know, and they'd be like, "Oh, gay, lifting weights."
Okay.
Oh, I can't.
It's just making the right choices earlier on in your life, to be honest with you. So, and then number three, once you've got a good physique under your belt, chances are you probably won't be addicted to video games, but there might be remnants of that still there, understandably. probably just find something that grants you fulfillment, which is obviously going to be your purpose. But if you still haven't found a purpose, maybe just find another hobby outside of the gym, because I know it definitely can get a bit repetitive, especially when you revolve your life around the gym. Like I know you did a video where you said, what was it? You said, people, don't make fun of people who, make their whole thing about the gym, right? Because that's all they have, right?
Yeah.
And I'd say I definitely agree with that, because if you get into something so strongly like the gym and you make that your identity, that's all you really have. So you need to find something else that gives you a bit of uniqueness to your personality. And that for me at least is like a bit of YouTube and the whole influencer stuff, being on this podcast, everything that entails that. But yeah, if you only just have the gym, good luck not playing video games when you get back home, because you need to have something to do when you're at home.
That's it.
And if you have nothing to do when you're at home and you just come back from the gym, chances are you're either going to beat your meat or play video games. And you need to make sure you don't do either of those.
Yeah, that is probably the number one thing, is just be busy as fuck.
Yeah.
Just have so much shit to do that it's like you can't like actually physically fit video games in there. That was the thing that got me. Like when we'd be coming up to a youth market drop, or I actually had like a schedule trying to upload on YouTube or something. As soon as I become really busy, I just like whenever someone was like get on Rocket League or whatever, because that was probably the last video game that I was really into before I quit completely, was Rocket League.
Yeah.
That was the end of the road. And you'd be like, get on. I'm like, I got too much shit to do, mate.
Yeah.
And then it'd be bedtime. I'd be like, okay, so I can't actually fit it in my schedule.
Yes. Set massive goals, because there's going to be so many little micro activities that you got to do to fucking, like we got to pay rent. We got to do this. We got to do that. When the fuck are we going to find time to play video games? It takes like 30 minutes to get through one Fortnite game. Like I'd actually do the math. I'd be like, okay, get on Nelson. Okay, so 30 minutes, don't have it. Don't have 30 minutes to fucking sit on a Fortnite game. Sorry.
Yeah, no, literally, it's like, it's a bit of a joke. Like if you fucking just start playing video games, like you can't physically fit it in there.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult.
That's also how you get sleep deprived as well. Just like, one more Fortnite game. One more.
Yeah, chase your losses.
But that's actually, I fucking lost so much sleep
Also,
doing that.
one random thing, if you want to stop playing video games, like uninstall the game, fuck up your account, like change all your controls, bro. It's gonna be too much of a fucking pain to reset all that shit.
No,
Every time I've tried to get a Fortnite, I realize my controls are reset and I just can't be fucked.
That's how I actually stopped Fortnite, I think. I got hacked and my controllers got switched. I couldn't be fucked changing it back, so I stopped playing it. Like, that's how I stopped. But yeah, always just make sure you find a goal, and if you work towards that goal, it's kind of similar to a video game, except it's real life.
Literally, yeah.
So just do...
Complete all the side quests.
Yeah, pretend your life is a video game.
That's like, I've said it heaps of times, gamify life. Like,
Well, we are just a video game. Like we all know we're simulations.
Well, video games are based on real life.
Yeah.
I think if there's one thing you take away from this podcast, it'd be stop like grinding to get a T20 in GTA and just grind to fucking get one in real life.
It's also way more fulfilling to get things in real life. Like it's way more rewarding.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of people watching this that like, because there's a lot of people that play video games like after work or whatever, and there are actually some people that can regulate it. I know some outliers that can play like for an hour or something, and that's it. It's whatever you choose to do with your life is fucking fine. That's whatever you want to do, right? Do what you want. Just podcast isn't for you, because we chase like a greater purpose. But if you are happy with your life, you come home, you play like an hour of video games, then you go feed the dog, take the dog for a walk, you come home, you fucking... It's like that guy who was like normalized the 9 to 5, and I was like, bro, it's been normalized.
Yeah.
I don't know what it has to do with anything. I just find that funny. But
No, I think we have to re-solidify the fact that on this podcast we're not talking to normal people,
Yeah,
or at
we're
least
talking to everyone.
yeah, we're not like, because obviously there's going to be some people that stumble upon this podcast and they're going to be like, what is this guy saying? Like, I work 8 hours a day in my job and that's my purpose. And obviously we're not saying everyone has to be Neil deGrasse Tyson and know the laws of the fucking universe. That's not what we're saying. But if you want to actually get somewhere in life, be the 1%.
Video games isn't like the be all end all. Like if you quit video games, fucking 1% superstar, whatever. It's just another factor where it's like it's just taking up your time. Like for every time that you're sitting on video games, there's people that aren't. There's people that are out there chasing whatever they're trying to get in real life instead of chasing prestige master or whatever.
For sure.
They're achieving stuff in real life. And also, when you grind so hard to achieve whatever the fuck you are in your video game, you're trying to get full diamond armor in Minecraft, whatever it is. People don't respect that grind. That no one gives a fuck about that. Like you don't get
even your Xbox Live mates will shit on you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's going to be plenty of subbies that are going to be commenting on this, if it's a short or it's, in the comment section, they're going to be commenting saying, oh, but it's just work-life balance, mate. It's not that bad. Just making up every fucking cope in the world so they can play video games and not feel bad about it. All right, well, how about this? You should feel bad about it because it is objectively a waste of time. And no amount of coping that you do is going to re-solidify the fact that it's not cope. So try and cope with that.
Yeah, well, it's just a waste of time, really.
Hang on for a second, just quick 1% dictionary moment. So subby, basically what Rory's referring to, subby is a subhuman, which means it is like someone who does not live by the normal human evolutionary standard. So it is someone who is modified their life with modern ideologies or whatever to make themselves subhuman, someone who is not a regular...
A subhuman...
That's a pretty good definition.
Yeah, sure. A subhuman can be defined by multiple ways. So obviously you can go beyond the human level of human and reach subhuman through the futuristic capabilities of technology. Or you can be a subhuman by reverting back through caveman levels.
You can go backwards.
You can go backwards, and obviously touching too much grass can eventually lead into it being a subby. So that is my
boys.
definition.
Subhuman defined by the
Yes.
subhuman creator himself.
There you go.
No, I reckon overall, if you're trying to quit video games, just sell the Xbox.
Yeah.
Just purely, if you're not playing the video game, why the fuck do you have that thing? Just sell it for and you can get your money back. That's a bonus.
Yeah, it's going back to what Ziz did. Did he not?
Yeah, exactly. Ziz sold his
League of Legends
account to get a gym membership. Do that. Sell your Xbox account if you're a fucking young kid who doesn't have money. Sell your Xbox and get money for a gym membership for a year, and with that money, get shredded.
I reckon
Sounds
honestly,
like a fair
Mate,
deal.
it's a fucking plan.
Ziz is like the Australian body of Christ when it comes to being a sick cunt, I reckon.
Also, I don't want to hear anyone asking why they're depressed if they play video games or do it just fucking breeds depression. The second you get off that game, you're just like, fuck this. This is just shit.
Bro, tell me about it, man. Lockie knows that I used to revolve my life around playing Fortnite and being the best I possibly could be at Fortnite. And I have a very obsessive personality, so whenever I get interested in something, I'm going to go all in on that. And for me at the time, it was Fortnite, which is, quite detrimental to my life. And I completely just disregarded school, which obviously it's objectively pointless, high school, right? But at the same time, it didn't really grant me any progress in life, and I got into so much trouble. I got suspended. I had so many arguments with my mother, just my whole life felt like it was crumbling down due to the fact of my video game addiction. So I literally, it pretty much ruined my life for a time at that point. And, it's just try and save yourself as much as you can. It's as bad as any other addiction, especially the fact that, it's I'll attribute to alcohol. Alcohol is an addiction that's not exactly shunned upon, but it's still detrimental to you. So alcohol, we all know that, you can just go out and buy it, or illegally buy it, you just get one of your parents to get it. It's not like something like weed or cocaine where you have to go through a dealer or a system or whatever. I don't even know how to even get it because I don't even take drugs. The drugs that are not shunned upon are definitely the worst. So alcohol and video games, do your best to fucking stay away from those two because they will ruin your
They
life.
make a massive fucking profit. It's a fucking massive industry, video games. Obviously I said it's dying off, but people making bank.
Bro, the industry of dopamine is the biggest industry.
It's huge, bro.
The entertainment industry is the biggest and most pushed. They're getting celebrities to do everything now just because they're
the ones that get
entertainment industry is so big now. Celebrities are doing everything.
Well, like you said before, with how TikTok has just taken over video games, it's now TikTok's probably the most profitable company. How much money have they made? Dude, that's also why it breeds depression, which is the same as TikTok and all that shit. It's because you just I always say it's the baseline dopamine levels, the spikes and the crashes. If you're playing video games and you're fucking, this is so good, as soon as you get off the video game, everything's just shit.
And you're never going to progress after that.
No.
Why would you?
Because you're always just in this state where it's you feel like shit when you're not playing video games. So it's in your brain, you're thinking, maybe I should get back on the video game because I feel good again.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I said it breeds depression, remember Delor? he would always just he quit the game, be like, I hate my life. I don't have a girlfriend. Everything's shit. I want to kill myself. It's like, well, obviously, cunt. Like, whoa, who would have thought? You would watch
Yeah,
Dello.
I know fucking Dello. He's like the rage king.
Yeah.
But besides being an absolute rager, he just rolled his life around video games. And imagine, like, we touched on this before, how no one can remember, like, a solid memory from when they were playing. They just remember, like, good times, happiness, or whatever. But they don't actually remember, like, figments of time where they can remember within their mind and actually relay it. And the reason why is because it's like when you're, like you said before, when you're just scrolling on TikTok, you're not going to fucking remember anything. So if you relate your entire life to looking at a screen, your life is going to go like that, and you're not going to remember anything.
You only remember the dopamine hit. You don't remember the fucking actual time. You just remember the happiness.
That's probably a lot of the reason we're looking back, like, yeah, it was so good. It's like, well, obviously, you play the game and you're just like in a constant state of like, of your dopamine being spiked. But the game gets boring after a while.
Yeah.
Because that becomes your baseline. Like, well, this isn't even enough.
Yeah.
I've got to think of something as well that just came to my mind recently, is that whenever you get into like a flow state, that's when you're in the most happy. I know Hamza said that countless times, like, get into a flow state, that is pure happiness. And I fucking agree, man. When I'm editing a video that I'm super passionate about and I get into that flow state, I feel fulfilled. I feel happy. But if you get into a flow state when you're playing video games and then you come out of that flow state and it's fucking 10 o'clock and you got a homework assignment due tomorrow, you're going to feel like fucking dog shit. But if you spent all that time in a flow state doing something that you love and it's actually progressing yourself in life, mate, you just unlock the keys to having a fulfillment in life.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, imagine a lot of these kids, like, bro, they'd be so, like, what's probably the youngest age people start hopping on Fortnite? Like, it'd be so young, like 8 years old.
Bro, I had some kids on there in the chat.
But like, imagine the amount of hours that they spend on that. It'd be some ridiculous amount. Imagine they spend that, like, going out, like, just, I don't know, exploring or just going outside, going for walks, going on the bike, going for bike rides. Can you imagine the memories you can unlock? Forever. Those memories will be there forever. But if you're just sitting there and playing Fortnite your whole childhood, it's like you just got nothing there to even...
Bro, tell me about it. I remember just hearing, my mother talking about the times when, the street lights would come on and they'd all have to come home at like a certain time and they'd be out with their friends the entire day. And man, can you just imagine how much better it would have been back then? I know I sound like, I was born in the wrong generation, but... Man, like, if you wanted to have like a fulfilling childhood that actually meant something, and not to mention like growth hormone as well. Think about like the amount of growth hormone that you're going to be secreting, going on bike rides all day, rolling down hills and drinking fucking gallons of milk versus sitting on your fucking ass eating Doritos. Bro, think about that shit. Like, man, if you just actually go outside and do the fucking correct thing, you'll probably even grow taller.
Well, that's like sort of like the Lang Lang days when we were... As soon as we moved out of... We were in Pakenham and just like sort of urban where there's just nothing to... Like, there's nothing to do. It's all just concrete pavements and roads. And as soon as we moved out to the country where you were, it was like that. It was like go home when the street lights come on, go out on the bikes, just buy little shit from the shops, go to the skate park,
swim in the river,
swim in the rivers.
We
and shit.
explored so many little crevices in that town. Like, I reckon we know everything. We've been everywhere just because we would just go out and explore.
Yeah.
We'd film flip videos.
Those
like,
are the days I look back at.
They were the most fun. Like filming flip videos, doing flips. That was the best.
Literally
era.
just living like a wholesome childhood outdoors. Like the second I was doing all that. That was the good times. That's the shit I remember. Like going down to the river and jumping in the river. Those are the things that I actually remember. Before that, just playing like Roblox and Minecraft and shit. Like, I reminiscence. Yeah, it was good. I don't actually remember any actual timestamps from that.
I reckon like Roblox and Minecraft, if you're a kid like who's 13 or whatever and you just entered high school, I think it's good only when you've just come home from like, I don't know, playing basketball at your local center or some shit. And you get home and then you relax and you play some Minecraft, right? If you don't have like homework due or whatever. You notice back in like, I think there was like a video, it was called the 1960s American like high schools, something to do with them like doing like a fitness course.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
And they're all just fucking built, man. They all look like the average Derrimits goer.
Yeah.
And they probably had like not as great nutrition. The fitness programs probably wouldn't have been as designed like scientifically to gain muscle. It would have just been natural shit. And they would have gotten that muscular just due to just being out in the natural sunlight,
being a man.
Yeah, just being a fucking man, literally, just like how you said it.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
And notice how much society's progressed since then. And as soon as this generation come out with all these fidget toys, and fucking
And
video
all these
games.
fidget toys.
Well, no,
and-
literally, I sound like an old man.
Yeah,
But it's like as
yeah.
soon as all this shit come out,
Yeah.
what's been happening since then? Fucking like the world's turned to shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that, like they want
Yeah.
they want us to be
We
distracted.
don't
think-
have men. The good men are getting old. They're dying off. Now it's just this generation. And we're fucked.
I believe the entire summary of this generation can literally just be summed up into good times create weak men. That's
Yeah.
literally all it is.
No, but also in school, they really don't encourage being active, but they encourage sitting on your ass. I remember I would have I did game design for a class. Like that's, yeah. And I remember I ended up hating it. I'm like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, I just sat my ass doing nothing. And he's like, no, you have to do it. You have to do it. But then again, I think we've said this before.
Yeah.
In PE,
Yep.
the fucking little estrogen heads were like, oh, they want to do PE. Oh, that's fine. Go sit
Yeah.
out.
The
It's like,
estro-
are you fucking kidding me? Cunt?
The
Like, that is the
estrogenic-
one thing you should really fucking be doing.
Yeah.
Because
that's
if
so
if
true,
you
man.
if
What I
you
think
if
about
you become healthy and do all of the fucking exercise shit, you would generally probably better at school because it makes you think more. In my,
100%.
The
it
estro-
gives you a more healthier brain, which makes you think more and do better at school.
Do you know what pissed me off so much? That we didn't even do PE past year 10.
I know.
Past year 10.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, what are we?
Past year 10, we didn't even do PE. Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's
That's
crazy, man.
you are your body. That
I
is
remember,
everything.
like, even when we were attempting to do PE, it was
Yeah.
like fucking shit like badminton. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Like, shit, we were almost like I remember this vividly, man. In, I think it was year 9, we were begging the PE teacher to actually do physical fucking exercise.
Yeah.
And because we were doing theory the entire year, and we were begging this teacher, can we please go outside and actually play sports? Because we're sick of sitting in a fucking chair, being sedentary
It's so
the entire day.
So depressing.
Can you
man.
imagine the built-up energy as a fucking growing masculine young man, and you're trying to get shit done, and you want to be free. The masculine desire is to be free, and you're locked into this little fucking chair. Bro, countless times I can express this. That school is not designed for men.
No, it's not. What I was about to say, in PE, when we play something like footy, we weren't even allowed to fucking tackle, and that was part of the fucking game.
fuck, bro.
You'd play touch. You'd have to just touch him on the shoulder. It's like first of all, that's the sport you're meant to tackle, and second of all, like these men are generally fucking more physical. Yeah,
Physical. We're
Like,
young men. Like, we're going through puberty. Our testosterone's like fucking like this.
Yes.
And we're sitting in these plastic seats, like in classrooms all day, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
they're literally
Fuck,
training
man.
us to sit on our ass, and then
Yeah.
what do we do when we go home? Sit around and play Fortnite or fucking
Yeah.
video games. So
Bro,
it's like
and-
the same thing almost.
And shit like this, like if I were to, be stuck in the same seat and then want to, obviously escape that seat and like go to talk to someone or just get out so I can actually feel alive as a human being because I'm stuck in the one spot. Like my blood flow and circulation was probably dog shit at that point.
yeah.
Like, and I get out of my seat to talk to someone or just do something in the classroom. I'd be painted as someone who is fucking ADHD or some shit
Yeah,
because,
literally, bro.
my attention,
that's true, man.
my attention
Bro.
is screwed. It's like, no, bro.
true.
I just have so much energy and so much will to just get out of my seat and be physical, man. Like, if you're a woman, like, or a young girl or whatever who's in school, like, and you feel fine doing that, we're not talking to you. It's just, it's a completely different ball game when it comes
Yeah.
to men and women.
Guys,
Especially during puberty.
yeah,
That's what-
guys can't sit there and listen to someone who is literally like you can't look up to a teacher. And
Oh, yeah,
if
for
someone
sure.
like a teacher is telling you what to do, I'm sorry, but a
Yeah.
guy cannot.
Oh yeah, of course.
Listen
Bro,
to
and like we touched on this in another podcast. I know we did, and I said for a fact, like, how are you supposed to respect a teacher who's A, overweight, B, probably went to school to learn teaching for a couple years or whatever. Like, sure, they earned their spot to get there. That is correct, but you can't learn from someone who you don't respect, and you're not going to respect someone who's morbidly obese. That's just not going to happen. And because
Yeah,
the majority of teachers are morbidly obese.
Yeah.
But no, for example, my whole life I've been terrible at maths. I've never done good. The one maths teacher I had that was pretty fit, and he was a good guy, and I actually respected him and like thought he was a legend. Like I loved him. I did good in maths. Like I actually listened to him because
Yeah.
it was someone I respected and looked up to.
That's just the problem, man. Like, there's no possible way to get a masculine, admirable, and respectable role model into every single school. That's just not possible.
It's not.
The only way you're going to possibly, get your kid into like in a prosperous, is that a word? Prospering learning environment is if you homeschool them. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
like
that's
if you
100%.
if I know for a fact if any of us here ended up homeschooling our son or daughter or whatever, bro, we'd probably make a better kid out of that.
Oh, 100%
than
would.
a
I do not want
teacher.
to send my kid to the
Nah.
if school is like it is today, I'm not sending
It's
my
gonna
kid
be
there.
worse when we
Yeah,
have
it's going to
kids.
be worse.
No, but what I reckon is a good plan. Homeschool your kid and get them to do sports after that
Yeah.
to get for the social. Because
Oh,
I've seen
dude.
kids who are homeschooled and don't have sport, and they're so antisocial. They're weird. That's why you have to get kids around other kids to have that social bit, because otherwise they
It would
turn
be
into
majority
weirdos.
fucking exercise, bro. Like, it'd be majority health stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a clear example, like, when you go back to school, all the chicks will, like, get their hand, like, come in theory, the handwriting would be perfect. They get it all spiffy and nice.
Yeah, them-
The guys don't give a fuck.
No,
they wouldn't
we're
even
not
do a
made for it.
page,
Yeah.
bro. I don't care. Get them ready for PE. They're fucking G'd up. They're in the
Yeah.
locker rooms, like, fucking
Yeah.
having fun. They can't wait to get out and
Yeah.
play footy or whatever.
I don't wanna
The chicks
perfect-
just sit out.
I don't
It's a
want to
clear
perfect
example.
my handwriting. I want to
Yeah.
perfect my fucking
Yeah, exactly.
like soccer techniques. Or
Yeah,
my
it's like no
fucking-
one gives a shit about
Yeah,
fucking theory.
I don't care about writing on a
Yeah.
piece of paper.
Bro,
Like,
like-
that's not going to be my job. I'm sorry. Fuck
Bro,
off.
these fucking... I used to, like, laugh at these teachers because I even knew this back then, that this whole school thing was just fucking complete bullshit for men. And, like, I just look at these teachers would give me detentions, the suspensions, and all this shit. These, like, overweight female teachers. They look depressed. And they're trying to give me lectures. And I literally used to just say to them, like, you are fucking... Like, you're delusional if you think I'm going to listen to you. Like, you're delusional if you think I'm going to listen to you. Especially when you keep just giving me detentions and punishing me for wanting to just be a boy. Like,
Bro, tell me about it. I remember you were saying in the car because something happened to your girlfriend with the police. Oh no, was it the ticket inspectors or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was some fucking bullshit how they gave her a ticket because they just wanted a power trip, right?
it's some
And it's the
fucking-
same fucking shit with teachers, man. It's
They're
people,
they're on power
people who
trips.
grow up without a degree of power and responsibility have that urge to want to have power over others, and then they abuse it, which teachers mostly do.
Yeah.
Same with police officers, blah blah blah. But I won't get into that. And you know, it just breeds a shit environment. Like I remember what you just said with suspensions and detentions and all the above. They would give me a booklet for a suspension, and they would love to suspend me. You know, like I swear they had they'd tick off like certain kids that always had trouble,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like other kids, like they do shit worse than me, but they wouldn't get detentions. But if I did like something like very small and insignificant, they would give me one because I've been a recurring offender, more or less.
Yeah, same.
And then I'd get into the detention, and they'd give me like this booklet, and it would say, I still have this booklet, by the way. It's fucking hilarious. I got to show it on a video. But it basically asks you questions like, how does this detention make you feel? Things like, do you feel sorry for your past actions? And all, like, I just respond sarcastically to every single one saying, no, I don't care. Fuck you. Like, shit like that. And I'll just hand it back to them. I'm just like, fuck you, man. Like, do you really think this little fucking booklet is going to make me think differently about my actions?
It's not natural. It's the one thing that I'm so disappointed about in society is just the school system and just the way they treat like young men.
Well,
Like,
it
they don't
makes
understand
sense
it.
for the government. Like, it's
Oh,
perfectly training you to sit behind a fucking desk, typing your life away for the rest of your life, just sitting behind some fucking Excel sheet. Like, that's literally what they train you to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
duh, but, you know, that's why.
It all started to get kids used to factory jobs, sitting
Exactly.
on a table doing the same thing all day.
Yeah, I mean, who makes a profit off exercise?
Yeah.
You know, a very small majority of people.
And first break, 15 minutes. Second
Yeah.
break, 30 minutes.
It's,
Like our
it's
lunch
literally
break.
just a simulated version of work, obviously, but, you know.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just training. Yeah, it's all it is really.
And
Training
look,
for it.
I fucking say this boldly and proudly. I am proud of myself for going against the system when I was in school.
Same.
And saying fuck you to all those teachers that hated me and did all this and told me to do maths work. And sure, they thought they were very admirable and, you know, respectable. Like, Rory, do you... Because they're told, obviously, by the government to do that. So they thought they're very, you know, like, oh, yeah, I'm virtuous or whatever. No, fuck you.
Yeah, and these overweight teachers that used to try paint me out as like a bad person for not following their orders.
Yeah, bro.
Like they tried to say that I'm a bad person.
Yeah, literally. What I was going to get at before is that if you're going against the school system, congratulations, you have a brain. That's all I was basically going to say. Because if you just sit and listen to all these commands through your teachers and don't question it, I'm sorry, mate, you're either low testosterone or low IQ.
Or you're just training yourself to become a robot your whole life.
Pretty damn
Yeah,
much.
I mean, yeah, like
You always need to question things, man.
Yeah,
If you don't question things, you're a fucking NPC.
You're fucked.
But it's like also like obviously don't be a cunt because there's good teachers that genuinely want to teach you. Like for example, like there's that same teacher you're talking about. I fucking loved him, man, and I full sent him a note when I was when I left school because he actually taught me shit because he actually gave a fuck, and I could just tell. And he didn't try to put me down for not listening to all this.
Notice how he was in great shape too.
Oh, he was in great shape.
I'd say that. He was in good shape.
He was probably the only really in shape teacher that used to play basketball with us and everything, and like he actually understood. Like,
Damn, I wish I could fucking talk to him now, honestly.
but he was like, he was like one of the only teachers that I could relate to, and all these other just like these fat, morbidly obese, like depressed teachers, like they're retarded.
They would fucking cry. These teachers would cry in front of the class and make everyone feel sorry for them.
They lost to a fucking 14-year-old.
Yeah.
There needs to be more
You're
requirements.
you're not gonna fucking respect anyone who lost to a 14-year-old.
At the same time, we're all going to be labelled as like fucking fat phobic on this podcast.
I am fat phobic.
I am also fat phobic. All of us are fat
They
phobic.
scare me.
Honestly, being fat phobic is normal. Why aren't you fat phobic? Like,
It's not even like the fat part.
normal.
It's not even the fat part I hate. It's just the fact that they're generally unhealthy and lazy. That's what, because you can't. If you're
yeah, I mean,
lazy.
it's obviously ironic and it's contradicting when someone can't control themselves, can't discipline themselves, is obviously lazy, doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with their own lives, is trying to teach you to do things.
Yeah.
It's obvious that you're not going to want to listen to them. Plain and simple.
No, I think the school system definitely needs a complete fucking shift.
Wait, this has become a podcast about the school system.
really.
But I know that I was thinking that.
No, I reckon that was a good conversation to have though. But I will say also, going back to video games, so same with like if you're good in PE or something, that's what you should pursue. If you're really like for some reason you just pick up games really quick, you just pick up them straight away. It was like me with Fortnite. You pick it up, you become really good really quick, and you get right into it. You're insane at the game. Bro, that means you're like naturally geared towards like great success. That means it's going to be easier for you to pick up things like business skills, things like communication skills, general life things. That means it's going to be easier for you to do that. Don't fucking waste that then. Don't waste it playing some fucking video
And
game.
I'm also thinking about these kids that can just crank 90s like before I can even blink an eye. I'm like, you got the motor skills of an elite athlete. Why don't you use that towards like
That's what I'm saying.
actual fucking...
But I remember I would have friends and they would have absolutely no idea what they were doing in video games. They were fucking terrible, man. And they were just never good at it. And I don't know why. But there has to be some genetic or like brain chemistry reason to that. There's different like types of people. And I've noticed that like, I can't include you, sorry, because you were shit at video games, not trying to disclude you, but you...
something to be sad about.
Well, yeah, I know, but what I was going to say is that us three, right, we've gotten to the YouTube space very proficiently. We know what we're doing. And, you know, with editing on Photoshop, fucking video editing, all this, like, creative stuff, it kind of does make sense. And I noticed that my mate who was pretty shit at video games, he tends to enjoy other things in life. It's not the same as, you know, like us with the whole YouTube shit. So,
facts.
yeah, there's definitely something
It's
there.
also
about-
weird because with video games, I took ages to pick video games up, but with sport, I get it instantly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, the
anything
physical thing.
physically, I get like straight away. I get it.
Yeah.
But video games, I just could not.
Yeah,
do
like one thing that's blown my mind with you is every time you do an exercise, it's perfect form, like the first
Yeah,
try.
every
Like
time.
like when you first got in the gym, never touched a weight, and you just perfectly bench press 70 for reps. I'm like, what is
It was
this?
80. Oh, no,
80
yeah.
or 70.
No, 70 for
It was like 70 for reps. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It was just
Yeah.
But it's also even sports that are like a really good hand-eye coordination. I'm good at that, but in video games I've just been
Yeah,
shit.
but you didn't actually have video games that early, did you?
No.
So
I
all you
was
did was
never
physical
allowed to
stuff.
them. I
Yeah,
was never
see-
allowed to have them.
Yeah, see, I got access to my my stepdad's old laptop, and that's when I started playing video games, like 8 years old, and I was hooked from there on out.
That could be another thing because I wasn't allowed video games at a young age. When I did get video games, everyone else was good and I was just shit, and that made me like go, oh, this is not fun just because I'm getting shat on, and it made me not play it because I was just so bad. Everyone
point.
was just shitting on me.
Yeah,
Making
bro.
it not fun.
I was primed to play video games since I was probably like 10 years old. I remember my
same.
first console was the Wii. And I remember on Wii Sports, I got above, like there was a results screen and it would show you your points meter. I swear to God, my fucking points little dot meter went above the results, like a tab. Like it went above it. Like, isn't that fucking insane that the developers didn't even design for me to go that high and I got there? on Wii Sports
that's
of all
not
fucking
sad,
things.
isn't it?
It is, but then again, like it just proves since the age of 11, I've had the capacity to fucking achieve whatever the fuck I want. So you know, like Mario Kart Wii, I remember that was the next one I got into, and I'd place first every single race going against these Japanese fucking virgins and everything. So yeah,
No,
man.
but isn't it like crazy that because you didn't play video games for so long, you're so much more physically
Yeah.
inclined towards everything. Like imagine, I didn't even play any sports when I grew up. I played soccer for like 2 weeks, and then I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu for like 6 months.
Yeah, like instead of playing video games, all I did was go in the backyard and play catch with dad or play backyard cricket or soccer. Like that's all I did.
Yeah.
Like, and not like this whole sissy. Like I'd actually do like home training. Like I wouldn't just do the whole like throw the ball. I'd do like cricket training at home with dad. That's
Yeah.
what I did instead of playing video games.
I remember when I was younger, like I think maybe one of the attributing reasons to why I got into video games so much was because I am an only child, and I used to play. It was kind of sad. I remember I used to play like footy and basketball by myself, like for ages on end, like just practicing by myself. And I think I was like 6 years old, and I had this like little rubber footy, and I'd pretend like I was in like a match. And, like I'd like hand pass it to myself, goal and shit like that, like kick it against like the window and stuff, acting like that was like the goal points. Yeah, no, like it was like
Psycho.
it was like a little rubber one, but it wouldn't break anything. But yeah, man, like it's I think if you're a young kid or maybe like a teenager, combining video games and sport is probably the best way to go, because it does improve your motor skills and your physical skills. Because video games, when you're a young kid, probably inevitable. It just depends on when you quit it and when you
I don't know.
decide to go into anything
I
else.
just think our like the older generation, they didn't have video games and they did fine. They grew up. They're the ones that created this amazing like world that we live in today, and that's why I think this world is literally going to turn to shit. Like, so you picture our generation, like we were pretty much all video games growing up, and that is like, imagine the next generation, like the generation below us.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna say,
we're fucked.
dude. These days, it's completely different. Like you ask any 9-year-old, they're all on Roblox, right? And the porn industry and the video game industry is becoming so interlinked now.
Yeah.
Like
Roblox
it's
porn.
Roblox porn and all that. It's like it's all interlinked.
Is that actually
Like it's so over sexualized that yeah, of course it is. Like
I
I was watching a fucking 7-year-old, I think, was scrolling on TikTok, and it was just all just like Roblox porn, Minecraft titties, all that, and like while also having another thing in the other hand, like it's becoming out of hand, bro.
Like back in the day, porn was more of an underground thing,
It
and
was.
even the porn stars weren't even that famous. But these days, porn stars are literally collabing with like
Yeah, with like
they're like
gym
mainstream
vloggers.
now.
Oh,
it's like
it's
it's like
actually
how has
disgusting.
it got to this?
Yeah.
Where and people are like, oh wow, that's like cool. I'm like, how are they making such a fucking a thing
Oh,
like this so mainstream?
Bro, I
Like,
remember
it's fucked.
seeing a Instagram reel when I was consuming one time, devilishly, and this, I think it was Mia Khalifa was on Omegle, and she ended up like connecting with these like two 11-year-olds, and these two 11-year-olds like Mia Khalifa, Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, I'm not
And I'm
really
like-
surprised, bro.
Yeah, what did she do? Because what did
Yeah.
she do? Because to me, I would be
Yeah,
like, oh
no
my
shit.
god,
Yeah,
like,
and she's
that's
like-
what I've fucking.
She's sitting there
That's
going,
my fan base.
she's sitting there going, but like, bruh.
What did she? What did she?
Those are the
expect?
people that fucking watch you, man.
Yeah, what did she
Literally.
expect? Like, imagine. No, think about this. Imagine being a porn star and walking down the street. Like, oh my god, that would be
It's
the
over.
worst thing ever.
No, bro. Like, this actually brings me up. I was on Omegle the other day, just like, let's see what society is actually like. Because I actually like, apart from the gym and work, I don't really go out that like often to see it. I'm like, let's see what it is. And it's just people sitting in their rooms, like just these LED lights, vape in one hand, literally bong in the
Oh,
other
bro.
hand. Or like, no, so this was a very common theme as well.
80%.
So they'd have Omegle on one screen, not even paying attention to it. Because I'd just be like looking at it, I'd be like, yo, what's up? And then they'd be on their phone with a vape, like,
No, yeah.
scroll. Vape.
That is,
I'm like,
that
what is
legit.
this? Like,
That is
what is
legit.
this?
It's legit, bro. 100%.
I'm like, this is fucked. This is you. Like, this is not even. This is subhuman. This is not a human.
They're subbies.
Well, they're
destroy.
robots. But
Yeah.
bro, when was the last time you actually saw like wholesome, just kids wholesomely having fun outside? The only people I see outside these days are eshays, just walking down the roads with their tech fleece hoodies on and shit.
you are in
The only wholesome, the
area.
The only
every
wholesome
career
people I
go,
see are
man.
the ethnics, which came
Yes.
from non-Western countries.
Exactly.
That's the only people
Yeah.
outside getting sunlight.
Yeah.
That's why when people go, oh, there's fucking Asians and like Muslims everywhere. It's like, yeah, they're being active. It's just because most of Australians are just sitting in their fucking homes.
traditional values as
Yeah, like I respect that.
I want to go back to the Mia Khalifa thing I was touching on before, I saw a very similar video, and it was to do with Sneeko, and he met his younger fans in real life, and it just shows, man, the level of influence like people like that can have. And I'm not saying anything negative or positive about Sneeko. I'm just going to lay it out how it is. He got approached by two of his fans, and they were probably about 11. So yeah, literally the same age as Mia Khalifa, Mia Khalifa's fans, and they're saying to Sneeko, like, seeking for his approval, saying, yeah, we hate women, fuck the women, fuck the women.
No, I haven't seen this clip.
And I'm just like looking at this shit, and then Sneeko's like, what have I done? Like, what is happening? And I'm like, bro, that's your own doing, man. Like,
Yeah.
you did this, bro.
Sneeko, yeah, I've seen Sneeko's stuff. He really like comes out that he just really hates women, like and thinks they're stupid.
He just realized in that moment of time that what he says is actually having an effect on society.
Yeah.
Like, because you can say whatever the fuck you want on the internet, you're not seeing the ramifications of it. You're just saying things on a screen. And you think, oh yeah, nothing bad will happen, or you know, like, but shit actually has an effect for sure. And like the degree of influence you definitely have, being a YouTuber such as ourselves or influencers or whatever. I fucking hate that word, but just being someone with a platform, you can fucking change the world, man. I think that's definitely one of the reasons why I've taken up like trying to be a quote unquote influencer, because I want to have a degree of impact. I do think that I can have. I do think I have the capacity to be a positive role model for the youth, and would be better than someone, for example, you know, like Sneeko. I don't know, like Sneeko's, he's not that bad, but you know, like some of the things he's saying, obviously to be controversial and polarizing, end up coming out the wrong way and turn into a bit of a, you know.
Well, like you said, with the actually want to be a positive role model, like I genuinely am concerned for the society, and with like this 1% podcast, I genuinely want it to get big purely for the reason, like I was talking about, with the school system being fucked, with these kids, Omegle one screen, vape in one hand, Scroll in the other hand, like with the Roblox porn shit you were talking about, all this stuff, like it's getting so fucked, and we genuinely need a shift.
Yeah.
Like we genuinely need to shift back to traditional values.
that's
Because
like-
I don't even want to think like where are we headed? Like actually, where are we headed?
I don't know, but it's fucking
Some
scary.
weird cyber world.
We're not even trying to like we're not looking at this like through a pessimistic lens, but like a lot of people say Andrew Tate's like, you know, he should be cancelled or whatever. And I'm not like particularly like a massive fan of Andrew Tate, or I don't hate him or anything. I'm pretty neutral about Andrew Tate, like whatever. Like who else would you rather listen to, or
I don't know about
who else should society listen to?
The Silverback Tarzan on Instagram. Honestly, bro.
Yes.
Honestly,
He's a
bro.
legend.
And he's the blob, because like if kids listen to that.
But
that
if anyone
guy,
was gonna go mainstream, like
Yeah.
Andrew Tate's not the worst one, bro.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of fear mongering amongst the future and saying, oh, technologies are going to go this way and that way, and or you know, what is this going to turn into? But it reminds me of the time of Y2K. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but when year 2000, they thought all the clocks turning to 2000 is going to fucking explode all the, you know, clocks and whatever. I think having the future as unknown, it's always going to seem more scary than when it actually happens. Like, you're always going to think of the worst possible outcome that's going to happen. When it eventually probably doesn't, it could be somewhere between the middle of positive and negative. And it's just all about being realistic. I don't think anything crazy or special is going to happen. Maybe Elon Musk will bust the nut to fucking Amber Heard's fucking Valorant, or what is it?
What the fuck are you saying?
Overwatch Mercy picks or whatever.
I've seen some of this.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Not really, but yeah.
But okay, you can cut this out. But the context was Amber
Yeah,
Heard.
I've seen something about
She like dressed up as like Mercy from like Valorant. Oh, no, not Valorant. Overwatch
yeah.
for Elon Musk.
that. It's so random.
It's pretty random, but I don't know why that came to my head.
No. I think but like genuinely though, but if you actually think about it, like society, actually you can see the shift in real time. Like it's going to shit. It's not like some random thing's gonna happen. I'm watching people turn to fucking
I mean,
just veggies.
sure, like
literal
that's-
veggies.
We can sit here on the podcast and say like, come with us, we'll save you, and you know, all this type of stuff. But in all honesty, the more people that are subbies, the better, because it lets us stand
for
out.
society, though.
Like if you look
Honestly,
at,
like
if you
that,
think
yeah.
about the video that More Plates More Dates made, it was the betaization of the male species is actually a good thing, because it is. We can stand out so much more. And you know, like for example, when I'm going into the gym, Daramets, I'm comparing myself to the people in the gym, and on Instagram, the top 1% of athletes and you know, role models and whatnot. Not the cunts I see in Woolworths who are morbidly obese and all these types of things. So, you know, like you really are a product of your environment for sure.
Yeah.
I'm more doing it for like for the people that want help.
Yes,
Like, obviously, I'm saying there is still a concern with like when I go down to Coles, and I'm not imagining this shit. This has been an actual shift that's happened. Like for instance, like the person we saw with the hentai one piece and
You
the,
wouldn't
and the,
have
and the
seen
piss
that.
and the
You
piss.
wouldn't have seen that
You wouldn't
40
have seen
years
that
ago.
10 years ago, 3 years ago.
20 years ago, you wouldn't have seen it.
Right, so
in the 90s.
so like this was like the most. And that's what I'm saying. It's an eyesore. It's an eyesore, and it's like a lot of the reason I want to move away from the West. But
Yeah.
I'm more trying to help, and I'm concerned for people that want help or have potential.
Yeah.
That are getting wasted from modern addictions like video games and porn and the rest, vapes, alcohol, that are falling victim to like the fucking Matrix pretty much.
I'm genuinely unselfish when it comes to like I see these people and I just get sad just thinking about like their lives are fucked purely just from just like the video games, the fucking like the TikToks, the Roblox porn shit. I've noticed that too. It's just like all this weird porn video game world, and like picture this, right? This isn't even a crazy thing to think. So imagine telling someone in 1960 or 70 that we were going to be playing these virtual video games, fucking hyper realistic video games that you can go to strip clubs and shit like that in the video game. They said that's fucking crazy. Don't say that.
Yeah.
What if this whole video game porn merge world, porn just become normalized? Like kids grow up playing porn.
Yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
porn. Like it's going to become like just.
It's already pretty much normalized.
It pretty
It's
much
like
is.
they
We're
tell
already on
you,
the way,
you
yeah.
Google, should I masturbate and watch porn? They'll say, yes, you should have a healthy routine of doing this. They say you should do it like at least once a week. Like that's what Google will tell you first result.
Yeah. So it's already happened pretty much.
I've noticed with everything, like not just the whole everyone becoming all lazy, fat and shit. Everything else is kind of just coming into one. Like everything is getting so expensive, therefore you have to work harder to get more money to pay for those things. Yet everyone's getting lazier. Less people have good work ethic. So it's going to be even harder for people to have futures because...
Well, that might be good. Hard times create strong men. Maybe that's all we need.
Yeah, I know, but it's like... But because it's becoming such a normal thing, the hard time create strong men isn't going to be a thing. They're going to be like, I can't do much. I need to go on the dole. Like, because the dole's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to...
Well, the economy has to survive. Like,
I know it has to
so
survive, but
something
like,
has to happen.
I don't know.
But the thing is, with these lazy, fat people, whatever, they still rock up to their jobs because that's what they're programmed to do from school.
Yeah.
They still rock up to the jobs. They still do whatever they need to do for the economy. Keeps that alive. But I'm just thinking like, yeah, like what is society gonna be in 20 years? I'm genuinely like curious.
I'm still optimistic. I think I am seeing a rise in like positive role models and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like
Coming back.
It's
like,
coming back.
For
100% it
instance,
is.
like, so I'm not delusional. I know back like 50 years ago, like we had other problems like wars,
Yeah.
lack of, the Great Depression stuff. We've had bigger issues, right?
Yeah, we've got it too easy now. That's why this is
But
happening.
that's what I'm saying. It's like the reverse, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gone too far the other way.
Yeah, so I think we're swinging back the other way now. I think this is probably as bad as it's gonna get. I think it's only gonna get better from here.
Oh, well, you fucking hope anyway.
Because I saw that thing. Literally. Because I saw you posted that thing where like they include like the fidget toys with like the little.
Yeah, did you guys see that on the story? Like where they're including now fidget toys with like school books?
It's crazy.
It's like, so the government literally gave kids like a fucking learning or attention disability and now make a profit off of it by selling fidget toys. Was that intentional?
Well, of course you're going to fidget if you're sitting there sedentary, listening to a boring ass teacher say the same shit over and over about something you don't give a fuck about. You need, like, you want stimulation, right? Especially with today's day and age, like the dopamine fucking centric, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, fucking all this shit. And of course you're going to be tapping your leg and, twiddling your fingers or some shit when you're listening to something that does not compare to anything that you're getting artificially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the most common theme I've noticed, like when I hop onto Omegle, is that these people aren't actually aware that any of this is bad for them.
Yeah,
They don't know TikTok's bad for them. They don't know the short form content.
crazy,
They
isn't
don't know
it?
video games. I'm teaching people in real time. I'm like, damn, I could actually make a difference if I just keep going through Omegle and telling these people. I'm like, that's not good for you.
No,
They're like, what? Why? It was like, what the fuck?
It was like
even if you do want them, they're like, oh, but nothing's wrong. It's just simple entertainment. Like I'm allowed to be entertained. I'm allowed to relax.
It was like that
It's
12-year-old. That a 12-year-old was vaping. I'm like, why are you vaping? They said, well, mum lets me because I have depression. Like no, like the shit that would come out.
No. You have depression because you vape, and your mother is a fucking subhuman.
I tried telling her this, bro.
Jesus, dude. What?
No, bro.
Oh, we're down. We're out of here, bro. No, it's over. It's
What did
over.
she say to that?
No,
I've got more too.
Jesus.
What did she say to you, Sam?
Bro's better
She's like,
reload.
well, I'm allowed to do what I want. It's like, you are allowed to do what you want, but why would you?
No. So the thing that it was a repeated thing. I just kept doing it. I'm like, because I was just sort of just like, this is like market research for me because this is my field, talking about this stuff. So when I was in Omegle, and I'm like, so why have you got a vape? Pretty much like surveying, like with the vape, the phone, all this stuff. Do you know it's bad for you? They're like, no, I like it. It's like it tastes good. I'm entertained. I'm like, are you depressed? And he said, yes, I'm depressed. Pretty much without fail, everyone said, yes, I'm depressed. I'm like, who told you that? I said, a doctor. Like, what? Like, why can the doctor tell you you're depressed?
Yeah.
You know, remember that one?
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, it honestly is.
So they put that label on them for the rest of their life. They're
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah, now they
Like,
think
now
they're
they
depressed
just
forever.
identify themselves as
Yes.
someone who is depressed.
That's
Exactly.
fucked up.
And then when you say to people, "Oh, depression's not real," they go, "Yes, it is. They've been tested. There's chemicals in your brain."
She
that
said
tells
she
you-"
got a
It's like-
certificate.
It's like no, when you are sad, you have a chemical in your brain that says you were sad. Yes, but because you have a society that tells you there is such thing as depression, that's you permanently, and then you have a doctor that says you're permanently sad. It's like, of course you're gonna feel sad because it's like placebo type shit.
And they said
And then that chemical of you being sad is still there, so they go, "Oh my god, so depression's a thing." It's like,
Yeah,
no, you're
that's
just
so
sad
true, that's
because
so
you've
true, bro.
been told you're permanently sad. It's like if I got told that, I'd obviously be like, "Well, what
it's
do
the
I do
placebo
now?"
effect.
But-
They say,
Hayden's awake, bro.
But because I just always had the thought like I'm not gonna let some fat you're just a doctor that's fat tell me I am sad. It's like, sorry, I'm not gonna let that happen.
yeah, and they say it's a chemical imbalance, but it's literally just the habits that you do in your day-to-day life that creates the chemical imbalance. You don't get the chemical imbalance from nowhere. You get it from somewhere.
Like, people think I'm talking shit when I say that all these habits can fix your depression, like just being
Yes.
healthy and going to the gym. They think it's like oh, bullshit, mate.
No,
Bro.
yes, they think it's like a thing you just catch. It's like it's not. It's like
Achoo, just call it depression,
like,
Ben.
it's like if you're in pain, there must be something wrong with your leg. If your brain is depressed and upset, there must be something wrong with your life. So fix it, you dope.
I just think like look at the stats. Like, why would we randomly just genetically acquire like 70% of the population depression?
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from? There's no genetic trait towards it.
I've done the video about this. There's a direct correlation with with the rise of like social media and depression. There's
No
a direct
shit, yeah.
rise.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the graphs align.
Yeah, like if
Come
you're
on.
sitting on your ass, doing nothing but scrolling, and you're feeling depressed, it's like if you're not going to change that, you're clearly not going to change your life, your mental
Well,
health.
I'll tell you
like-
the biggest reason people won't change. It's because like healthy living isn't cool. It's not cool.
It's all
like
cringe.
all the mates are vaping, all the mates are fucking smoking. Like if you're the one guy that steps out of that friend group and says, "No, vaping's bad for me," they're like, "Fuck, you're gay." Like people
Yeah.
care about community too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
They don't want to be left out.
Yeah, especially in a country
wanna be
like
banished from the
Exactly.
like ours where it's like drinking and everything. It's like if you don't drink, it's like people think you're weird.
It's like
yeah.
people
Like-
don't realize we had to deal with those implications
Yeah.
live when we
Yeah.
flipped.
when people like people ask what do we do, because we don't really tell them that we do this and we work as a it's like we just don't bother. They were like, "Well, you don't drink, what do you do then?" It's like you literally it's like anything else. It's like I got shit, I have a life, I don't have to forget everything with a fucking drink.
Australia is probably one of the worst countries if you want to like
Yeah.
banish alcohol.
Australia and England.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Because it just pains me, man. Like, especially even with the I know this is completely out of context and like
Yeah.
nothing to do with this, but even with like the dating realm as well, it's like, for example, if you're speaking to a girl, right, and she initially is attracted to you, her friend says, "Oh, yeah, but there's this about him or that about him. I don't like that." The person that you initially attracted, because her best friend just said something about you that she thinks is off, she's going to second guess you and think, "Oh, actually, nah, I don't like him anymore," because she's too scared or cares too much about her friend's opinions about you, right? So what I was getting to with that hypothesis was to do with Australian culture, right? I've seen this time and time again. It's an archetype. I call it the Pooey archetype, right? So the first one is you need a Pooey mustache, you need a Pooey mullet, and you need a Pooey Forby, right?
Yeah.
So that's the trifecta combo. Those three things in
it
Australia
works.
and if it fucking works because we live in Australia, right? And that's perceived as that's what all the girls love because
Yeah.
one girl likes it, meaning to another girl likes it, blah blah blah, right? So for someone like me who looks nothing like that, it's a little bit difficult, right?
It's over.
It's over for me.
Yeah, it's actually crazy to think that like it's difficult for you, bro.
Okay,
Like, not even glazing.
you don't need to glaze me, but
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is, right, if I went to like America or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
bro, it'd be over for all the Americans.
Asia,
right?
you get what I'm saying?
No, bro, I literally had a girl from America write me a fucking, like, I think it was like a 6-paragraph message about how like great I am and how much, and she wants to like, what's my Snapchat and shit, and there's like a famous TikToker from like America or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's no point because I'm not gonna. I'm not laughing here. I'm actually being serious.
Yeah,
but they're all from
believe
America, bro.
Yeah.
In Australia, I have zero appeal in Australia. I literally have zero appeal.
No, especially if you don't drink, that's like a turn off for a lot of chicks.
It annoys me, yeah.
But also, do you want to read like a thing I just thought about? Imagine how rare this is, right? 5 guys in a room that don't drink or vape. Actually,
Yeah, it's
picture the
actually
statistics.
crazy. Yeah,
It's probably
we're in the 1%.
there's probably 3 rooms in Australia. That's like apart from ethnics, I mean like Australians.
Yeah.
Probably 3 rooms in Australia.
Yeah, I
that
wouldn't
are
be
like this.
surprised, man.
And
It's
with-
crazy, yeah.
This is kind of like a little off, but with the whole clubbing and drinking with like chicks, because a lot of chicks love that club and shit. And if you say to them like, if you say to them, oh, do you go clubbing? They go, oh yes, I love clubbing. And it's like, oh, go to a club and not drink. Oh God, no! It's not like it's like they love the alcohol. I reckon. Like even they're just.
It's
like,
probably just an
yeah.
excuse to get on the piss, really.
Yeah, I reckon it is because it's like if these people just can't go anywhere without alcohol at this point, it's like you're just clearly it's just clearly the alcohol.
Yeah, and I think like another out of context thing. Let's be real, we're not even talking about video games anymore, are we? So I may as well get off of it. If you're looking for like a wifey chick, probably go to like the gym and not like a club, or maybe just like somewhere that's like.
I don't even know
Anywhere.
about gym. Gym shit's mad. Bro.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, I'm just saying it's the better of the two.
Probably the better.
Because
better
like,
still, yes.
like let's be real. Like, which chick would you rather wife a chick from the club who gets in the piss is probably overweight, or a chick from the gym is probably in.
The problem with the chicks in the gym, they also club
They
though, like
also
99%.
Yeah.
club.
I mean, it really depends, bro. I
Most
mean,
of them club.
yeah.
I saw a comment that was like rebutting something we said on a podcast that got turned into a clip. And it was something saying along the lines of, why would I close off my girl's options towards other guys? Like, what if we break up? Who's she going to talk to? Why are you thinking about that?
Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. What,
Bro.
that shouldn't be an option, bro.
That's
I've
fucking
never heard
hilarious.
something more cucky in
Oh.
my fucking life.
Can I tell you another story as well?
He's
Yeah.
preparing for it. He knows.
He already knows.
I remember, Lockie, I was with you one time, and I went to this like fucking laser tag place or some shit, and I was kind of feeling a bit horny that day. So I'm like, okay, and I'm like, you know what? Let me like rizz up this girl that I was there, right? And I was attracted to her, so you know, it wasn't like fake or whatever. And I ended up getting like her Snapchat or some shit, and I'm thinking, okay, so she must be single, right? So then she messages me like a couple days later, because I had to ask her, I'm like, so do you have a boyfriend? She's like, yeah, unfortunately, I do. And then ending up basically, you know, she's like chatting me up on text and everything, even though she just said she had a boyfriend.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm just like, okay, if you want to chat me up, chat me up when you don't have a boyfriend, more or less, right?
It's wild.
So then I stopped talking to her, basically. I put down an ultimatum. I'm like, okay, you can break up with your boyfriend now and see me, or we're not talking, right? And then obviously you know what happened, right? So I thought, okay, cool with her. Then I got another message from her like a couple months later, and she starts messaging me out of the blue saying she wants to meet up. So I'm like, oh, okay, I understand the situation here. She's broken up with her boyfriend. Nah, still in a fucking relationship. And then this is the juicy detail, which I find hilarious, right? So this is cuck behavior right here. So basically, the girlfriend says to the boyfriend that because I plan to meet up with her, and she says to the boyfriend saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet up with him, blah blah blah. And the boyfriend comes back and says to her, I'm worried about what's gonna happen. I'm worried. Not, no, you're not seeing him. More like, I'm worried. I'm worried. I just felt
unfucking believable.
no, I just felt fucking bad, bro.
Alright, boys, I reckon we'll wrap it up there. Hopefully this episode helped. I know probably 50% of it was nothing about video games, but they all kind of correlate. Like, all the degenerate fucking bullshit. Once you quit video games, you'll start quitting other shit.
Like
Trust me.
video games could be replaced with like, you know, instead of video games, you could correlate this with porn, or you could correlate it with like some other vice you have. Like,
It's pretty much just habits. How to quit a bad habit.
100%.
Also, I say this about every topic, but if you say you don't have time for the gym and you're playing video games, you're an idiot.
I know we won't
Sounds
get.
fair.
I know we won't get through to a lot of you guys on the other end, but it's up to you. In the
There's a
end
lot
of
of
the day.
cope artists out there.
I
They
wonder-
come out with very fabricating and unique. Yeah, they're professional copers for sure.
I wonder how much, like, if we could get a stat, how much 1% podcasts does it take to like for it to sink in?
I know there's a lot of you by the way,
probably 3.5.
Shout out to all the frequent listeners and watchers. I know a lot of people listen on Spotify, some watching YouTube, some on the way to work or whatever. Shout out to you guys. You are the real ones.
It's kind of wild to me that people actually
It's
listen
kind of
to the
great.
whole...
It actually like makes me feel very fucking, I don't know, fulfilled that people are actually sitting through the entire
Slightly
episodes.
nervous about what I'm saying on the couches, to be honest.
Anyway, boys, hope you enjoyed the episode. Smash the like button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, add it to your playlist and like the episode, and that'll be heaps appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace.